Welcome back to my YouTube channel, guys. It's your girl Queen Coda, and today let's see how I look like Christian, even though I am a Christian. Need a cook. I look at me just on the floor and dip on my elbow, but yeah, guys, you guys see how I look decent? That is because I'm about to braid my hair. And guys, this morning I wash my hair and I literally just all it up in a one. It no comb out, nothing. Right now it don't even feel dry. But yes, guys, this way I work with. So guys, I was talking a little bit too much in this video, so I decided to voice over. So I got one pack of that 6 times expression by Sensational, along with one pack of this ×3 Rua. The Sensational one, it is very long, 54 inches, while this is like 28 inches. This one I use to add in seamlessly if I need extra length or if I need to make it thicker. And then this is the edge control that I decided to use. It's called So Slick by Kaleidoscope. It's really good. It holds the roots of the hair in place for very long. Even after a shower, it is still present in my edges. This is one of my go-to products that I use. It's the Wonder Grow Jamaican Black Castor Oil. I use this mainly for my edges because wearing wig over the years has caused me to lose most of my hairline, and as you can see, it's getting fuller because I've been using it quite a bit to grow my hairlines back, and it has been working. But this now is my goddess curly hair. I'm using the free tress here. It is synthetic, and you probably might want to get human hair if you're considering keeping this in for a long time. It tangles quite a bit, so I would not recommend it to somebody who cannot maintain it because it's very high maintenance and tangles quite a bit. I decided to use it not because I wanted the goddess look, but because I wanted it for a little volume because of my face shape, and I don't want to put in too much braid in here that will make it heavy and damage my edges, so I'm just using it for protection. So typically with 4C hair, before braiding it to get the best results, it's advisable to blow dry it because 4C hair tend to shrink a lot, and I have a crazy shrinkage. I just did my big chop in October, and now is what, May, so that's like 7 months worth of growth, and I think it has grown quite a bit since then. So I'm just getting it blow dried so I can be able to manage it more and that I can get rid of some of the shrinkage. Okay guys, so let's get into this parting. My parting technique is a little unique, but I'm gonna share it with you guys because this is what have been working for me for years, because I have been DIYing my own braids since I was 15. Guys, please don't pay attention to the flaking. It's quite an improvement from what it was because I've been treating it, and that's where I am in that journey. But guys, parting it vertically down the middle is what I've been doing. That's my technique that I've been using to DIY my own braids over the years. So what I do, I part it down the middle vertically and section off both sides before I start pre-parting. I always tend to pre-part because pre-parting gives me a roadmap so that I can section out the hairs and all that. So it just works for me, probably not what works for you, but because I have a very thick head of hair, it works for me to help maneuver the whole hairstyle, guys. So that mirror that I'm using, it's a 360 mirror that I use to help me with parting, and it works very well for people who are new to DIYing their braid. I recently found it on Amazon. I am going to try to link the link to it in the bio. So basically what I'm going to be doing, I will be parting my hair into 5 rows. That's what I use for regular jumbo braids, 5 rows. So 3 to the front and 2 in the back. So that's pretty much self-explanatory. So I'm gonna finish parting this off the ear because I don't think I do well with multitasking. But yes, guys. Okay, guys, so I've completed parting the hair. As I told you guys, I parted into 5 rows. The last row is 4 on each, so that's 2 on each side. And then the next row, I do 5 because there has to be 1 in the middle to secure the center part. And then the row after that, I do 6. And then the row after that I do 4, and then the back row I do 2. So guys, for the curly piece, I don't put them in so thick. I try to separate one piece into 2 pieces for each braid. Most of them I'm only adding just 1 piece, and that is gonna serve as 2 pieces. You'll see when I start to show you the technique of braiding the hair, how it turns out and how I add it in, okay guys? So stay tuned. So guys, the first step in braiding is detangling, especially because I had it in the twist. So then I take the hair and I separate it into 3 strands, and I braid it 3 times before adding any braiding hair. So after braiding it 3 times, I add my first piece of braiding hair. Each time when I'm adding it, I add it under my index finger to make sure that it's seamless and it can't be detectable or bulky. So I add at least 3 to 4 pieces of braiding hair, and because I'm doing it myself, I have a method where I flip the plait over so that I can maneuver the plait better from in front of me or to the side, so I have better handling of it. So I do that before I actually add my piece of curly hair. So I add the curly hair the same way I add the other hair under my index finger as well. But what I do is I hold it so that one side is longer than the other side, and you're gonna see why. So I take one piece of the curly hair, which is the shorter side, out first, and then I braid down. I add another piece of braiding hair to maintain the thickness that the curly piece would have added if I didn't take it out, if that makes sense. So I continue adding in braiding hair very gradually so that it doesn't look, you can't see where I added it in. So I'm gonna go ahead and braid down like 6 inches down. Then I take out my other piece of curly hair. Then I continue braiding down. In the ones at the back, I'm not adding too many curly pieces because I'm trying to avoid the tangling that the curly pieces will bring. From experience, this brand of hair tangles quite a bit, so I'm just gonna add more braiding here for length, right? So I'm gonna continue adding my braiding here as I braid down until I achieve the length that I'm going for. I do have a hair separation rack, guys, but it's quite old and I didn't like the one that I bought, so it keeps trying to fall over and that's disastrous. So I'm just separating the hair as I go along. I started using it afterwards in the process when I saw that this separation method was actually getting a bit tedious, but yeah. So just watch, guys, as I achieve the length that I would like to get it. I'm gonna stop adding here. So at this point, I'm just braiding it down until I get to the end. I tie it to secure it, and at this point I'm just experimenting with glues to see which one I should use to secure it. This was an ear glue, but this I've had for years. It's weak, it's partially dried up. So this one wasn't ideal, so then I tried with something else, the what's it called, got to be glue gelled, and that didn't work either. So I found eyelash glue, one of the black eyelash glues, the LA Colors eyelash glue, and that worked like a charm. You're gonna see it further on in the video. So this is the other day. I went to work with my hair half done, and this is the other day in the night when I got home. Guys, I work mostly 12-hour shifts, so I have to do things a little bit at a time, but here I am the following night. I'm like halfway through the process of braiding it, so it's pretty much the same thing that I'm doing at this point, except my hair is getting thicker, so I've started to add edge control to the ends of my hair because it's very thick and puffy. So just for that seamless look, I started adding a little edge control where my hair ends, and just for a fuller look, I started adding just a little bit more curly hair into the braids just to give it that fuller effect. And I didn't want the hair to look as if it's only thick at the top and then it gets tremendously thin as it comes towards the bottom. So that was another reason why I started adding more curly hair to each plait, but you'll see as we go along. So guys, this is the glue I was talking about. It is the LA Colors lash glue. It's just $1.25 and you get 2 in the pack. I use it for my fusion lashes. Not fusion, what's it called? Cluster lashes. So we've gotten to the end of another row, and this is our final full row. So I'm just gonna take out my edges, not too much edges because I'm not a fan of the big elaborate edges, and I'm not the type of person who's gonna get up every morning and do edges. So I just take out a little bit so I don't end up looking crazy on a morning when I'm just rushing out of the house. But this process is quite repetitive and pretty simple. I started off with my own hair and pretty much add in the hairs as I go along. turn over the braid, take out the first piece of the curly hair and begin to braid down. Remember I was saying that I do the curly piece a little bit shorter on the first piece and then I make the other piece a little longer. That is just to leave adequate space for the part that I'm going to braid down a little bit, so when I take it out, on average the curly pieces will be the same or similar length. So that's the reason why I make one side longer than one when adding in the curly piece, as you can see in the video. So I'm just plaiting in the extra pieces of braid in here, and then I'm gonna add another curly piece in this one, because coming towards the front I really want it to look fuller, because as you can see the side one that's on the part of my edges that's a little thinner, I made them smaller than the average size of the other braids that I'm doing, just for the purpose of not putting too much stress on my edges. So guys, you see me with the hair in my mouth, holding it with my teeth because my lips were tired at this point, and when I hold it with my teeth I get better tension, and it's my hair, I'm the one wearing it, and I'm gonna hot water it, so it doesn't really matter at this point. So I'm just applying my lash glue and tightening the edge, and I do that little motion with my fingers to secure it. So there we go, looking good. Okay, so I am going to finish that row off camera. See, that looks neat. See what I was telling you guys about the last one in the middle? Just the anchor, the center part. And we've come to the last row. So we have two on each side, and I just kind of sharpen up the parts at that point off camera, and I'm finishing up the second one on the right side. So it's pretty much a repetitive process, so you can go ahead and watch. Guys, when you can believe it, can you guys believe it? At 30-year-old, I am graying. I have found so many gray hairs in my head, but as soon as I find them, I cut them out because I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet, and I heard that once you start like dyeing them, they start getting more gray, so I stopped, and I won't be dyeing them, but I'm gonna cut them out. So yes guys, let's get into this look. I separated the curly pieces before applying any sort of hot water to it, for the plain reason that it's synthetic and I don't know what will happen to it if the water catches it. But I'm making the ends curly, so I'm just wrapping them around my rods. These rods are so old, I've had them for probably 8 to 10 years now, so those are pretty old. I've had them for quite some time. But yes, after hot watering them, I'm just going through with some mousse to secure, not really secure, but just to define the curls, and all of those curls that were sticking up, you're gonna see how the mousse just relax them and give them definition. But it looks so beautiful, guys. If you didn't know it was synthetic hair, you wouldn't even be able to tell to how it really came out nicely. And guys, as I promised, I will be announcing the winners. I decided to split the money between 4 people because 4 people deserved it. I had 4 steady subscribers who were really watching my content, commenting, interacting with my content. So I decided that I was going to split the prize money between all 4. So the 4 people that won, I'm gonna put their names on the screen, but I know it was Samantha Fisher, Natifah Campbell, Ksenya Brown, and Petrina Morrison. Guys, I will be having a couple pop-up prizes for random subscribers that show my page love. But guys, let's get into these edges, how beautiful they came out, especially for somebody like me with natural hair. Guys, I appreciate you guys so much for watching. This came out so beautiful. Subscribe, share, comment. Until next time.